The late evening sun slid through the curtains of Ethan Carter's apartment, painting long golden streaks across the floor. Maya moved back and forth, packing clothes into her suitcase. Quickly, almost too quickly, as though she was afraid that if she slowed down, the truth might spill out of her. Ethan watched her from the doorway. 2 days? He asked softly. Just 2, she replied, not looking up. Her voice was light, but her shoulders were tense. She folded a blouse, smoothed it out with shaky hands, then tucked it into the suitcase like she was burying evidence. Ethan smiled, trying to shake away the rising unease. You know, it's funny. You hate corporate trips. Maya forced a small laugh. Well, this one's different. Just team-building stuff. Nothing exciting. Her phone buzzed. She grabbed it faster than someone snatching a dropped baby. She checked the screen, locked it instantly, and hid it under a sweater in her bag. Ethan frowned. Maya never hid her phone. Everything okay? He asked. Yeah, just work. She answered a bit too quickly. Seriously, Ethan, you worry too much. He walked closer, wrapping his arms around her waist. She leaned into the hug, but only halfway, like she was already somewhere else. He kissed her forehead. Promise you'll text when you land. Of course I will, she whispered. But the look in her eyes said something different. Don't ask more. Don't look deeper. Don't find what you're not supposed to see. Hours later, Ethan sat on the couch staring at his phone. Maya's flight had landed 40 minutes ago. No text. No call. Not even a quick reached safe. He tapped his screen repeatedly, refreshing messages that weren't coming. He told himself she was tired, busy. Maybe her phone died. But then, Instagram pinged. Her coworker Jenna posted a story, a group selfie at the airport elevator. Everyone laughing, exhausted, still smiling through jet lag. Ethan scanned the faces. No Maya. Maybe she took the next shuttle. Maybe she was in the bathroom. Maybe, he froze. Behind the group, reflected in the elevator mirror, he saw Maya, standing far behind them, not smiling, not talking, on her phone. And beside her, a man he didn't recognize, tall, well-dressed, leaning in close as he whispered something to her. Maya smiled softly at him, a smile Ethan hadn't seen in weeks. His chest tightened. He zoomed in. The man's hand brushed Maya's lower back. Ethan sat back heavily into the couch, breath catching. No, she wouldn't. He played the story again. Watch. Rewind. Watch. Each viewing stabbed him deeper. But he still told himself excuses. Maybe they were co-workers too. Maybe Jenna just cropped the group weird. Maybe anything was better than admitting the truth forming in his throat like smoke. Finally, hours later, Ethan received a message. Not a text. Not a call. A voice note. Hey babe. Maya's voice chirped artificially. Sorry, crazy busy already. Meetings nonstop. I'll call you later. Okay? Love you. Ethan closed his eyes. Not because of her words, but because of the background. Soft music. Clinking glasses. Wind blowing softly. No airport. No taxi. No hotel lobby. He pulled up the song. A quick search later, his heart plummeted. The music was from the Skywave Rooftop Lounge, a famous restaurant in the city she was supposedly nowhere near. Maya didn't say she went out. She didn't say she was with coworkers. She didn't say who she was having drinks with. She lied by omission, the worst lie of all. At midnight, Ethan's phone buzzed again. It was a message from Liam, his childhood friend. A single picture, a rooftop setting, city lights glittering like broken glass. Maya standing close, too close, to the same man from the elevator reflection. Their hands were intertwined. Maya wasn't smiling nervously. She wasn't pulling away. She wasn't avoiding him. She was leaning in, laughing, glowing, happy, like a woman in love, just not with Ethan. Under the photo, Liam wrote, I'm sorry, bro. I didn't know how to tell you. Ethan stared at the picture until tears blurred his vision. He didn't break things. He didn't scream. He didn't call Maya. He just sat there, letting the truth wash over him like icy water. The truth didn't shout. It whispered, and the whisper was enough to break him. Ethan packed a small backpack, just enough for one night. He booked a flight to Maya's city. He wasn't going there to fight. He wasn't going there to win her back. He wasn't going there to cause a scene. He was going to see the truth face to face, to close the chapter she had ended without telling him. On the plane, he stared at the dark clouds outside the window. Why? He whispered to no one. Why wasn't he enough? Why didn't Maya just tell him? Why did she pretend? But there were no answers, just silence. And sometimes silence is the loudest answer of all. The hotel was quiet when Ethan walked in. Dim lights, soft jazz music, guests chatting in the lounge. Then he saw them. Maya, the man, sitting close on a couch, their legs touching lightly. Not intentionally, but naturally, like two people who had grown used to each other's warmth. She laughed. A real, relaxed laugh. Ethan hadn't heard that from her in months. His shoes felt heavy as he walked forward. One step, another. Maya looked up first. The color drained from her face. Ethan? She whispered, standing abruptly. What are you doing here? The man beside her rose too, confused. Ethan lifted his hand gently. Don't worry. I'm not here to cause a scene. His voice was soft, too soft. Maya felt the softness like a punch. She expected rage, tears, accusations. Instead, she got calmness. And calmness was worse. Just tell me how long, Ethan said. Her lips trembled. It's not what. Please, he cut in. Just tell me how long. Silence. Then finally, defeat. A few months, she whispered. The man looked down, ashamed. Ethan nodded slowly. The world didn't spin. It didn't crash. It just settled. This was the truth. This was reality. This was the ending he had been refusing to see. Okay, he said quietly. Just that. No anger. No dramatic speeches. No guilt-tripping. Just acceptance. And that broke Maya more than anything else. Maya reached for his arm. Ethan, please. I never meant to hurt you. But you did, he said softly. And you knew you were going to. You just hoped I'd never find out. I was confused, she cried. No, Ethan shook his head. You were done. You just didn't have the courage to say it. She collapsed into tears. The man stepped back awkwardly, guilt written on his face. Ethan looked at him and said simply, take care of her, and treat her better than she treated me. The man nodded, speechless. Ethan stood there for one last moment, taking in the sight of the woman he loved, the woman who no longer loved him. Goodbye, Maya. He turned and walked out of the hotel. With every step, he shed a layer of pain. When the doors opened and the cold air hit his face, he felt something unexpected. Relief. Back home the next day, Ethan packed Maya's things neatly into boxes. No tearing, no burning, no dramatic destruction, just quiet closure. When Maya came back home 2 days later, the apartment felt foreign. She walked from room to room, tears streaming, touching the furniture like it was a memory she lost. Ethan came out of the bedroom, carrying the last box. Her voice cracked. Is this really it? Ethan looked at her, really looked, and realized he felt something new. Peace. Maya, he said softly, you chose excitement over loyalty, lies over honesty, confusion over communication. She sobbed. I know, and I'm so sorry. I made a mistake. No, Ethan whispered. You made a choice. She froze. He handed her the box. And tonight, I made mine. Weeks passed. Ethan went for morning walks again. He cooked real meals. He laughed with coworkers. He slept through the night. He wasn't healed, but he was healing. Slowly, quietly, powerfully. Maya texted long paragraphs. Regrets, apologies, explanations, promises. He didn't reply, not out of anger, but because some chapters must end without conversation. Ethan's voice overlays a scene of him walking through the park at sunset, hands in his pockets, calm and content. His narration. Sometimes the truth doesn't break you. It frees you from what was already gone. He stops, looks at the sky, a faint smile on his lips. Not every goodbye needs noise. Not every betrayal needs anger. Sometimes the strongest thing you can do is walk away quietly. He resumes walking, sunset behind him, future ahead of him.